This just rocked up. How exciting. 2 years in the making. To Australia, Gold Coast. This is the new version, Linky 2.0 foldable skateboard. I've decided to make a second video. Just trying to get my breath back as I walked up the hill from the mailbox. But this video will be a unboxing and initial impressions, and I'll do a second video once I've charged it all up and had a go and given my remarks on its performance and everything like that. So I'm too excited. I've been waiting for 2 years for this. So I'm expecting a backpack and the board, not the travel battery, which not too much acknowledgement on behalf of Linky, but apparently it's not ready. I need to put the phone down. The parcel from FedEx said it was about 9 kilos, so with the packaging and everything, that sounds about right. A cap that feels quite cheap. Got a box here. That looks like the backpack. Very glossy. Initial impressions. It feels pretty good quality. It looks cheap, but those zippers seem to be pretty good. We'll come back to that. Got to get to the main bit. Ooh, okay, so we got the remote here. Gee, that's not packaged up. That just fell out. Surprised that doesn't have any plastic on it. It's very futuristic looking. It just turned on as well. That is something else. Oh, and there's the board in there. Let's trying to connect. So I got the dead man switch, and then oh, that's a nice feel. Spring loaded. I assume that's acceleration. Don't know what that is. Probably lights or bit of play in that housing, the remote. That's probably the brake. Not sure. Yet to be discovered. Figure 8 cable, the transformer with a European power plug. I'm gonna have to use an adapter. They didn't give me an Australian plug, not surprised. That's okay. Here is the beast. I'm going to put down the phone again. Okay, so we had another couple of figure 8 cables for different countries. What's that? That's a spare belt or 2 spare belts. And a T-section tool. Thank you for choosing Linky 2.0. Some marketing material. A manual. Yada yada yada, how to unfold it, how to connect the remote, all that sort of stuff, I guess. Of course, we don't read instructions unless you get stuck. Now this kind of did unfold for me as I pulled it out. It is a two-handed thing, so This is where I probably should have set up a tripod, but after 2 years of doing a Kickstarter pledge, that's quite nice. And waiting 2 years to receive it is obviously the inner childhood in me. I'm too impatient to set that up to do a professional video. Can't wait to give this a go. Okay, so that kind of whoa, don't want to do that. Definitely a two-handed job. I might have to read some instructions before I do anything that I shouldn't be doing. But yeah, I don't know what to think so far. It's I'm excited to give this a go. See how fast it is. See how it handles. See how it goes up hills. I've got the perfect board to compare it to. I've got one of the best boards you can get around the world, manufactured here in Australia. The Evolve Hadean. It has two 750 watt motors. Very, very different purpose to this. This is to take on aeroplanes and travel and that sort of thing. So this is so much lighter. The wheels are much smaller, completely different experience. I get that, but I'm super excited to see how it performs nonetheless. Otherwise, what sort of use will it give out? It looks amazing. You know, it's got all the dark, stealthy. I think they've done well keeping it modern, keeping it stealthy like a Batmobile or something like that. Wondering where we plug it in. Oh, there's a light there. So that's a rear light. Can't see any lights on the front. I think, have I got that right? Or is that... That's a front light. So I'm pretty sure it's front wheel drive. And it's got no lights on the back. I have to verify that. It's been so long, I've forgotten all the specs and the details of this thing. Got my name on it. Let's... Thank you very much, Linky. Battery, trucks. Looks like a lot of 3D printing, a lot of heartache and blood, sweat and tears has gone into this. Okay, so overall, first impressions. I mean, the excitement has worn off after waiting so long. If this thing goes well and gets me around and doesn't break down and is reliable, I think that's where the real excitement's going to come for me now. And I will love to recommend it when I know that it is a product that is reliable. So yet to be seen, have to charge it, have to use it, have to test it out. Initial impressions, it is cool. Folds, can fit in that backpack. Looks great, feels great. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching and be prepared for the second video. Okay, so I've had a little play after 5 minutes in the driveway. Wrapped my head around a couple of little things. Still haven't charged it, but just had a go, and I've got a few comments already. So the remote was great. You turn it on by holding the A button at the bottom. You hold it and it connects automatically. It syncs with the board. Didn't have to do anything. This button here has a number of functions. It changes the mode: eco, safety, cruise, and sport. I tried it on sport straight up. The little battery indicators, the top one is for the remote, the bottom one is for the board. So it did come with some charge. I'm going to have to charge both, particularly the remote, straight away. And this is forward and brake in one. So that pushes it forward and that brakes. It is front wheel drive. I totally forgot about that. This button also turns on you hold it in and it turns on the front light, and there's a little dot comes up there and you hold it in to turn it off. There are no lights at the back. This is a USB charging where you pull that up, and that's where you plug in your USB-C up under here. I'll do that later. Initial impressions were, I'm so used to a longer board, the Evolve boards. On a full lean, the trucks don't turn that much, so you've got a very wide turning angle. I was finding I had to jump off because I was taking a long path. I couldn't even turn around, where I'm used to being able to turn a longer board. They just don't turn. So that means you're going to have to do more traditional skateboard maneuvers and lift the front and turn it around, etc. Because I'm leaning right back. You just don't see those wheels changing, as opposed to, I've got one here. This is an older board, and turning is everything. See how it just turns a lot more. This board is actually broken, but I'll give you a little comparison of turning circle. I can really lean on this and do circles for days inside a very relatively small area. Sort of in this circle here. I could not do that with the Linky. Okay, so you've got the Linky on the scales, and we're coming at 7 kilos on the dot. 6.8. Don't trust my scales now. But if we add the backpack, which has the charger in it as well, we're coming at 8.4, which would be over international standards. If we took the charger out, we're at 8.2, 8 kilos without anything else. And I mean, it's so light, and I'm pretty sure that's not the travel battery. Let's put this one on. Double the weight already. $14.2. I did forget the remote. Let's put this back on. So if you were flying with this, you're looking at, I don't trust my scales right now. 8.4, 8.2 kilos. Very, very light. Pretty sure the travel battery is a lot lighter. Video to fold this down. So we turn that there. We slide that in. And now, so you can do it with one hand. Much easier with two. And I'm going to put that into that backpack. So that was not too difficult. It's a snug fit. It wasn't something obviously designed right for it. So that goes in the main compartment. I'm liking this backpack now. Oh, I've got all these extra pockets in here. Put the remote, can put the charging cable, all that sort of stuff in there. I'm going to wear it and let you know how it feels. Okay, you can see it on the back there. It is quite comfy, does the job. I am happy that should last the distance. I'm too impatient, so I've charged both. I've got the board and the remote on charge for about an hour now. The remote is, didn't say it was finished, but it's indicating that it's fully charged. And I've had the board on charge and it's increased a little bit as well. But I'm going to unplug that. Found our own figure 8 cable with Australian power plugs. I'm not too bothered by that. In case you're wondering where it plugged into, it seems to be here where the battery is. There's another USB-C connection in there. Not sure what that does, whether that's for charging your phone or another way of charging it. I presume it's sort of an auxiliary charging port where you charge stuff off of your battery from your backpack, that sort of thing. But anyway, I've had it on charge for an hour. I'm going to go take it on the street, do a video, and let's see what this thing's really made out of. So I've got the perfect hill I could test this on here. I'm a little bit dubious doing this, not knowing the board. Whoa, that was not a good start. Already accelerating when I'm meant to be braking. That brake was not holding me down the hill. Not to what I'm used to anyway. Okay, I've got a pretty steep driveway. I'm gonna just take it in the street till I get used to this thing. Alrighty, got a few excited dogs ready to I've got that on full lock and that's not moving me. I have to give it a head start. Gee, that's lacking power. No, we're in safety, that's why. Too hot. No. Oh no, that's flashing on my phone. Sport mode, let's try that again. It's nice and gentle. The other initial impression I had from this is it's very noisy. Seventeen k's an hour. Try this turn. Plenty of space here. Oh, doesn't want to turn as sharp as I'd like. Just got to get used to it. These dogs are barking because this thing is quite noisy. Yeah, that turning circle is a lot larger than what I'm used to for a larger board. Those I mean, I can compare it to the Evolved Stoke board, and I could definitely do a tighter turning circle. I've got this on, I've got a bit of a hill, a bit of an incline now, I've got it on full acceleration. No, I don't. Just taking it easy because I don't have a helmet on or anything. This thing's very noisy. Having said that, it's not going to stop me from using it. Alright, I'm going to go down this hill. It's not as steep as the driveway. apply a little bit of brake. Just want to control my speed, because I'm also not used to it and I'm holding my phone. Okay, that's okay. It's handling quite well. This will be a good little test to see if it can get me back up this little hill. It's not the largest incline. Just a little bit of brake. It wants to go. You know what? I'm glad the wheels aren't any smaller. Those wheels handle better than the Evolve Stoke because they are slightly larger. I actually quite like it. I'm going to run over some little rocks and stones here. That feels quite nice. No, it just didn't want to turn for me. Whoops. So light. I mean, that's the whole point of this thing, right? Doesn't have the torque that I'm used to, but that's the whole point of this thing. Portable transport. Yeah, you know what? I'm liking it. This thing is great. I can't believe I'm going to be able to take this overseas, take it in my backpack, and it's portable transportation in your backpack. It weighs like 5 kilos. All right, now we got the hill. I've got to really push that on. It's whistling quite loud. Sort of struggling there. Oh. Okay. Oh. So, I really gave it a good going. That's a very, slight incline, but if you had to maintain that for distance, this thing definitely has its limitations. I like it. It needs more testing. Have to really take it on a longer journey, see how the battery lasts. I mean, yeah, lacks enormous power, lacks all the things you can get for another board, but it does what those boards don't do. It's portable. This folds right down into a backpack. So far I'm pretty happy with the purchase. I will be have more information once I've tested it after a few weeks and months of using it, traveling with it, that sort of thing.